next game, the second game of the Jaguars' residency in London, and possibly the last game of Doug Peterson's career if things go horribly wrong. Uh, and I mean, I just want to say quickly, Patriots fans, it's Jags Patriots, I should say, and Patriots fans have to feel in a pretty good place after what they saw from Drake May against a legit Texans team. Just in flashes, surrounded by a lack of talent, I would say. But when you can live in that dream space, in that Justin Fields 2022 vision of having, an exciting, athletic young quarterback around a team where once you can elevate it, maybe he can do something. I like what I saw from Drake May. I don't like what I saw overall from the Patriots as a team, or the defense, and once again, it comes down to a coach not having his specialty completely ironed out on both sides here. Doug Peterson and Gerard Mayo. I think Doug Peterson is on the hotter seat, but I could also see Gerard Mayo if things go really, really bad. And there's a quality offensive coach. I don't know. We'll see. But this game, I don't even care about picking who's going to win as much as picking whether or not Doug Peterson is going to be fired after it.
And I'm curious to see if desperation sets in and we see a Mac Jones revenge game if Trevor Lawrence continues to struggle out there. If there's any better time to play the guy, throw him in there. That would make this a must-watch on a side TV game. I mean, that would be...
Well, I got to say not so fast to you, Mike. I got to say not so fast. Trevor Lawrence doesn't deserve to be getting paid $250 million or whatever his contract says. But that loss on last Sunday was not his fault. When you saw the Jaguars receivers drop about, 4 or 5 touchdowns, it was insane to watch. Trevor Lawrence isn't in a good spot, but, man, I feel for the guy. I got to.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Trevor Lawrence is all that good. I mean, we see him a ton being a Houston fan. And I would give you that. He has been very unlucky. I think throughout his whole career. I mean, the Jags led the NFL in drops last year, if I'm not mistaken. And they tried to do some different things at receiver. Calvin Ridley obviously walks, which when we get to Tennessee, boy, does that contract look terrible. And I think it was a terrible signing at the time. But you replace him with Brian Thomas, who albeit I think for a rookie receiver has been pretty good so far. He dropped a touchdown on Sunday. Gabe Davis caught 2 touchdowns, but he dropped another 2. And Christian Kirk, I think he was banged up earlier in the year, just kind of not himself right now. I'm with you guys. I think we're unfortunately stuck with it at 8:30 Central Time to watch, and we can all watch this. What's going to be abysmal football, I would presume. Pats have got to be feeling a little bit good about themselves. Drake May, I think, overexceeded expectations last week. And from that perspective, look, Gerard Mayo might not be the head coach of the future. I can kind of agree with that. I don't think he coached a great game against the Texans personally. But we'll see. He's going into his 7th game as a head coach. Maybe he gets better. Maybe get some different talent in there and things can change. But Jacksonville, oh boy, they are going to be actually, I want to stress how bad Jacksonville's defense is. I mean, they get torched by everybody that they play except for the Cleveland Browns, which we all know what the problem is there. But every team that they've played, I swear, the quarterback has thrown for at least 250 yards passing and multiple touchdowns. I think Caleb had 226 yards passing, and that was only because the Bears were killing them. So, look, Jacksonville's defense, not good. Drake May, better than expected. Maybe we see a little bit of lightning in the tunnel for the Patriots if they can just get, I think, average play out of their defense on Sunday. Certainly an interesting game, and I would love to see Doug Peterson get left overseas and be forced to eat like beans and potatoes and boiled meat to whatever they have in London. because he definitely deserves
Eels.
it.
Eels. They like eels in London. I remember that, and I remember it was the most disgusting sounding thing
Eels.
that I could ever
One
imagine.
Eels could be
Give
good,
me
I
one
some
feel like,
eels.
but
one bet that, even if you want to touch this game at all, the Patriots are lower end on defending tight ends this year. Brenton Strange, who is the starting tight end for Jacksonville, who stepped in when Evan Ingram was hurt, he's actually still been getting targets in the offense. Maybe him as an anytime touchdown scorer to at least put some points on the board if they get close. Yeah, who knows what's going to be happening with? I mean, Tank Bigsby, Travis Etienne. I think, well, Tank Bigsby more so because we've kind of seen Etienne get phased out a little bit. Could be a big game on the ground for them, and he could be the recipient if they're able to get it into the red zone.
ETN is hamstring. I think he's week to week. If I had to guess, he probably doesn't play this week. So we'll
Yeah,
see an Old Brown, Dearness Johnson, and Tank Bigsby out there for the Jags. Evan Ingram
yeah,
quietly good game too against the
he
Bears.
did, and
So
he was coming off I think a hamstring injury, so hopefully
mhm.
he's good to go to after they stayed in London. One thing I think Jacksonville is favored by 4.5, 5 points right now. Uh, I'm going to go
Yeah.
with Jacksonville. I think offensively they were able to push the ball down the field pretty well. They were just miserable in the red zone. Uh, I think they can fix things. I like New England's defense a lot. I do think they're going to miss Jabril Peppers and Jawan Bentley in this game. Uh, Obviously, Barmore hasn't played, but they could use his help too. I like Kyle Duggar a lot and Christian Gonzalez a lot. Duggar was back from his ankle injury, but the issue with them, I think, is going to be offensively. Uh, Last game, they were of all 6 games they've played 6 different offensive line combinations. Uh, that's why I had a question as to why they started Drake this past week, with especially with that different offensive line combination, as well as no Ramondre Stevenson. Um, I still think they're figuring things out. One good thing about New England, they scored more touchdowns. Drake May threw for more touchdowns than New England has thrown for in previous 5 weeks. So some positive things. One negative thing is Jalen Polk seems to have he's been playing really bad. I think 24 targets, 9 catches on the season. Hasn't been playing well. Uh, I still think they got some issues uh, in New England. I'm gonna take Jacksonville just because they're favored by so many points. I'll take the money line.
And I also think this is a game where you could see on the other side of the field as well with Gerard Mayo, that seat might get a little warm kind of quickly. I know he's dealing with a new quarterback, rookie quarterback, but in terms of putting it all together, being a defensive guy, and that being a major problem with the injuries that you've already listed, I think that could be something to watch out for then in the coming weeks after this game.
Yeah, and Christian, to your point, I mean, if you do like Jacksonville, um, I wouldn't be opposed to maybe teasing them down to about a -1 something spread, take a 6.5 point teaser, and then maybe pick another team. Maybe we'll get this game like the Rams against the Raiders. I think they're 6.5, 7 point favorites. Maybe you just tease both those teams down and uh, and get a nice little teaser play there. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I think it's a weird game, man.
it's
I'd
weird.
love to.
I also, yeah. Do you know anything about? Does anyone know anything about Tyson Campbell? If he's going to be good to go? I know he's had a hamstring. I don't know.
I was hearing that he might be able to give it a go.
That
Definitely
would be
something to keep
big.
an eye on. They need help on the back end, and um,
Definitely.
I wonder like I don't think this Jacksonville team they've got Josh Allen or Josh Hines Allen now because I think he got married and changed his name, but um,
I think he just didn't want to
would
be confused with Josh Allen anymore.
yeah, maybe. Either way, I mean, got to see a big game from him.
Yeah.
Um, and their first overall pick was Trevon. What was his last
Yeah.
name?
Walker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Trevon Walker.
Walker. Um, yeah, he's got to get off the milk carton here. And I think Jags fans are gonna be kicking themselves for not taking Aiden Hutchinson, barring his most recent injury. Um,
Right.
that pick is not looking like it's aging well. So
It looks like Wednesday opened up Campbell's 21-day practice period, so we'll see if he is going to be able to return for that one, Christian.
Okay.
But
Would help
yeah,
them
just say
a lot.
quick. Give me the Jaguars in this game because Doug Peterson's going to be coaching for his life, facing a rookie quarterback and a rookie coach. If you can't win this game, it's the end of the line. So, and you've been in London for a week, you got to win this game. So give me the Jaguars or it's Doug Peterson's head on a British plata.
He'd be number four to not make it back from London. Can you name the other three?
What is it?
I'm gonna take a guess
season?
and just say
Salah.
No, all time ever.
Okay, Salah's one.
One guy's on the hot seat right now. He was fired from the Raiders.
Ooh.
He's a head coach right now. We just got done talking about him.
It's Dennis Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one you'll never get.
Urban Meyer.
Oh
no!
It was way back in the day, and it was right after Hard Knocks. It was Joe Philbin. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh wow, Mike, that's a good one. Joe Philbin, man, that guy.
That was a hyped up team with Chad Ochocinco.
You really went back into the Christian facts for that one. The Joe Philbin firing was the secret trivia. But we can
I was talking Jags Pats.